Evening, everybody, and welcome to week 3 of the Home Team Friday Countdown. Blake and Zane are standing by, ready to break down 3 of the biggest games on the schedule for tomorrow night. This week's games are Tell City at Forest Park, both those teams 2-0. Central takes on Memorial. That's been the marquee game in the SIC the last few seasons. And another big conference game, Jasper will be at Wrights. Both of those teams are also 2-0. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the guys now. Blake Sandlin and Zane Toppin with the Courier and Journal. Let's start with the big one in Ferdinand, guys. Forest Park and Tell City. They shut out Tell City in back-to-back weeks last season, and they ended the Marksmen's season in sectionals. Blake, does Tell City get a little revenge?
Yeah, Randall, I can imagine that loss is still very much on the minds of this Tell City team. Most of that team is back this year, and they've already started the 2020 season with a vengeance. With 2 lopsided wins, they'll need to play with a chip on their shoulders if they want to slow down Forest Park running back and Home Team Friday MVP Jake Begley. The Marksmen have already pitched 2 shutouts so far, and they'll need that same effort if they want to stay unbeaten on Friday.
Well, Blake, Jake Begley powered Forest Park to its 2-0 start. Its first one since 2011, rushing the ball 19 times for 213 yards and 5 touchdowns in a 41-12 victory over Perry Central. Fellow backs Daniel Eckert and Trey Toby combined for 181 yards too. The Rangers didn't attempt a pass, and they didn't need to. These 2 teams have similarities on offense, so it'll come down to who can stop the opposing run the best. Randall?
This may be just an old-fashioned keep it on the ground and grind it out type of game. And by the way, it's our Home Team Friday showdown this week. All right, let's jump to the SIC now. For Central Memorial, the Bears are rolling. Memorial is struggling. Zane, get us started with Central. Man, the Bears look good.
Well, Randall, Central has been the most impressive overall team, outscoring its first 2 opponents, Mater Dei and Bosse, 83-0 combined. The Bears will have plenty of motivation against Memorial, looking to avenge last season's sectional title game loss. Look for Central to keep it on the ground offensively as the Bears seek a 3-0 start behind senior backs Torrey Evans and Jacob Boberg, with Lincoln looming.
Yeah, Zane, they've looked very good so far, but someone who hasn't, the defending champs, they have not lived up to their lofty expectations early on. The 0-2 Tigers are still looking for their first win, and they'll be hard-pressed to get it this week against a tough Central team. If they hope to get rolling, they need to establish a running game to help out quarterback Colton Pence. Only 10 net rushing yards for the Tigers so far. I'm challenging a young Memorial offensive line to rise to the occasion tomorrow night.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. Blake is challenging somebody. You know, that's been Memorial's problem, is putting points on the board. And if you're not going to be able to score against Central, you are going to be in trouble. That's a big key for tomorrow night. All right, our final game stays in the SIAC. Another pair of 2-0 teams. It's Wrights and Jasper. They've got a big sectional rivalry history. This is a regular season conference game this year. Blake, you get us started with Wrights.
Yeah, Randall, this is a homecoming game for Tony Lewis and Jasper as he returns to face his former school on Friday at the Wrights Bowl. Both of these teams play contrasting styles, so if the Wildcats want to win, they'll need to play to their strengths. That option offense has been deadly with Blake Mann under center, so if they can keep that running game rolling and control the clock with long possessions, I like Jasper to come out with a win. Zane?
Well, Blake, the Wrights Panthers had one of the gutsiest wins in recent Panther history last week when Jay Smith capped a 9-play drive with the go-ahead touchdown on 4th down to top the Alices. Now, fellow unbeaten Jasper awaits, so keep an eye on Reed Brickey to keep the Wildcats on their toes. He helped Wrights rally from that 13-point deficit, running for a 29-yard touchdown before tossing a 10-yard TD pass. Randall?
I really like the way this game could possibly shape up. A couple of really good quarterbacks for both of those teams. And when you look back at the history that these 2 teams have played in sectionals, this one should be a dandy. And by the way, that is our live streaming game tomorrow night. You'll be able to watch it live on our website, tristatehomepage.com. Zane, who will you be covering tomorrow night for the Journal-Democrat? And how will folks be able to see your coverage?
I'll be in Rio for Pike Central at South Spencer, journaldemocrat.com for post-game coverage, Randall.
All right, break it down a little bit. We got a little extra time. Tell us a little bit about South Spencer so far this year. New coach so far.
Yeah, and they've been impacted by player availability too, but Kobe Bartlett's going to be an interesting case. He throws the ball a lot. If he can find receivers and not the opposing team, I think South Spencer has a great chance to win, Randall.
All right, and don't forget Home Team Friday tomorrow night, 10:15, our final week that we're starting early. Starting next week when the Kentucky season begins, we're going to move back to our 10:35 start time and the full 30-minute show. Thanks much, guys. Great job as always, and we'll see you on the football field tomorrow night. Eyewitness News will be right back.